welcome to this deep dive. Today, we're getting into something really fundamental about language,
hmm
how words like himself or her actually get their meaning in a sentence. We're looking at what linguists call binding theory.
Exactly. It's a framework that tries to pin down the rules for how different kinds of noun phrases, pronouns, those have self words, names, how they connect or don't connect to what they refer to, their antecedents.
Okay, so mapping out the connections, you mentioned there are core rules, like principles A, B, and C.
That's right. Those are the big three. Principle A is all about reflexives, words like himself, herself, themselves.
Right, they are self-words. What's the rule for them?
Well, Principle A says a reflexive must find its antecedent, the thing it refers back to, inside its own local bubble, usually the same clause. It needs to be bound locally.
Bound locally, so like in she praised herself.
Precisely. Herself has to link back to she right there in that clause. It can't really refer to someone outside of that immediate statement.
Got it. Keep it close for reflexives.
Yeah.
Okay, so what about principle B? That's for regular pronouns, like him, her, they.
Yeah, and Principle B is basically the mirror image. It says a regular pronoun cannot be bound within its local domain. It must refer to someone or something outside that immediate clause or be free within it.
Oh, interesting. So the opposite rule.
Exactly. In she praised him, Principle B tells us him cannot be she. It has to be some other male individual mentioned earlier or just contextually understood.
Okay, so reflexives must be bound close by, pronouns must not be.
Yeah,
Keeps things distinct, I guess.
it does. And then there's Principle C. This one deals with what are called R expressions.
Our expression.
Referring expressions. So proper names like John or definite descriptions like the doctor.
Right, what's their rule?
Principle C is pretty strict. Our expressions cannot be bound, period. They have to be free,
Free!
meaning they can't have an antecedent anywhere in the sentence that sort of points to them. You can't say, he said John was happy and mean. He is John. Sounds weird, right?
Yeah, it really does. Okay, so names need their independence.
You could put it that way, yeah.
Now, something called T-command pops up in the material.
Hmm.
What role does that play? Is it like a prerequisite?
It is, yeah. C command is crucial. It's about the sentence's structure. It's sort of grammatical hierarchy. For one thing to bind another, for an antecedent to bind a reflexive or pronoun, it generally has to C command it.
So it needs to be higher up in the sentence structure, like having authority over it.
That's a good way to think about it. It's a structural relationship. If that structural condition isn't met, binding just isn't possible, according to the theory.
Okay, structure is key. Does this whole system A, B, C, C command work the same way across all languages? Or is it just English?
That's a great question. Well, the general principles seem to be pretty universal, which is fascinating, but the specifics can vary. Like, what exactly counts as the local domain for principle A or B can differ slightly. Some languages might have a slightly bigger bubble than English does, for instance. It shows this interplay, between universal grammar and language-specific details.
So a common blueprint, but different local building codes, maybe.
Yeah, something like that. It
Huh.
highlights both the unity and the diversity of language.
Are there any, major challenges or exceptions to these rules, things that don't quite fit?
Oh, definitely. Linguistics is never quite that simple. For example, there are things called logophoric pronouns found in some West African languages, among others.
Logophoric.
Yeah, they can refer back to the person whose speech, thoughts, or feelings are being reported, even if they're outside the usual local domain. They kind of bend the standard rules.
Interesting. So the theory is still evolving.
Absolutely. These challenges push linguists to refine the models to account for more complexities. It's an ongoing process.
So bringing this back.
Yeah.
Why should someone listening care about principles A, B, and C command? It seems quite technical.
Well, I think it gives you a real glimpse under the hood of your own mind. We use these rules constantly, effortlessly, unconsciously, every time we speak or understand a sentence.
Right. We just do it.
Exactly. Understanding even a little about binding theory helps you appreciate the incredible, intricate system that allows us to communicate complex meanings so precisely. It's part of the hidden cognitive machinery we rely on.
So it reveals the complexity behind even simple sentences. Okay, we've touched on the core idea, principles A, B, and C for reflexives, pronouns, and names, the importance of sentence structure with key command, the fact that languages vary a bit, and that there are still puzzles like logophors.
That's a good wrap-up.
It leaves me wondering, and maybe you listening too, how might these really subtle, unconscious grammatical rules, these constraints on Who can refer to whom within a sentence actually shape how we perceive perspectives, maybe even how we build empathy or connection when we talk to each other. Something to think about.